Let me tell you a little story. When my wife and I first met up 5 years ago, one of the things we bonded over was pizza. We both love pizza. We ate all the good spots that I knew of, and we watched a bunch of pizza videos on YouTube. This is one of those pizzas that popped up, and I've been dying. I've been waiting to try it ever since. This is Prince Street Pizza. It's their famous pepperoni. It's right on the box. Spicy spring is what they call it, with the little pepperoni cups. And I've seen this all over social media. If your feed is anything like mine, you've probably seen it as well. This cost me $47. It's got a safety sticker on it, quality checked. Let's open it up. I'll give you all the first view. It's heavy. Yeah. What's that looking like, yo? Oh my, oh shit. That is a thing of beauty. Now this pizza right here is a square, or it's a rectangle, but I think they do call it a square pie. It has an interesting sauce. It's a spicy sauce, supposedly, which, I gotta be honest, I don't know if I've ever had like a really spicy sauce on a pizza, and my first go-to would not be a spicy sauce. You all know that I love the super fresh, kind of bright, uncooked sauce that, you know, fresh tomatoes, real simple. Not too much else in it, but this should be hitting a little bit diff. And this thing is so hefty. This is thick crust. Hold on. Very greasy. The pepperoni cups are getting very greasy, and the bottom of the box is very greasy as well. But let me give you a close up. Here's a top down. Interesting distribution of pepperonis. I feel like whoever delivered this he was flying. I can't lie about that. It seems like they shifted to one side, but that's not a big problem. I mean, look at all these little pepperoni cups. I've never really seen a pizza like it. It seems to be cooked pretty well done. You can see the edge of the crust here, and even some of the pepperoni is getting a little bit crispy there. And this is quite thick. I love a thick pizza. I love a thin pizza. I love all pizza, but yeah, this one is thick crust, and I just can't wait to dive into it. I'm telling you. One last thing, this is one of, if not the highest rated items on a menu on Uber Eats that I've ever seen. It's got a 90% with 2,925 ratings on, not the restaurant, on this specific food from the restaurant, Prince Street Pizza. Anyway, here's what the underbelly is looking like. Nice. I love pizza like this. It's kind of like a square pan. Going in. Oh man. You ever eat something that just makes you laugh? I genuinely had a little chuckle there because it was just so mighty fine. Let me finish this slice in peace, and then I'll get into some of my thoughts. By the way, that number I threw out earlier, the number of ratings, it was like a 90% with almost basically 3,000 ratings. Just for reference, Katz's Deli, world famous deli, number one item is the pastrami sandwich. That was also sitting at a very high percent, 88% on Uber Eats, with only 263 ratings. That's telling you, this is, a lot of people are getting this, a lot of people are loving it. Wow. Hold on one second. That's a damn shame. All right, where do I even begin? You gotta start with the base. The crust, the dough. The dough in this is amazing to me. I love it. It is, you got some crisp on some of it, And it is thick. If you don't like or love a thick crust pizza, this might not be your cup of tea because there are some bready bites. I bet you if this was straight out the oven or if you threw this on a frying pan, it would go to the completely next level because this would crisp up so nice. Or as it is, the bottom isn't super crispy, but the flavor. Let me just tell you about the flavor of just the dough itself. You taste it. Which a lot of times with dough or crust on a pizza, it's a complete afterthought. It's just the base holding everything together. I can actually taste it on this. And let me tell you, there's the age-old myth about how the water in New York City is different. That's why they got good pizza, bagels, stuff like that. And why you can't replicate it. I'm honestly starting to believe that a little bit the longer I'm here. I've been drinking nothing but unfiltered tap water at the sink for the past 3 months. I've gotten to know the flavor of that tap water pretty well. And sometimes I get a hint of breadiness from the water. Now that might sound insane, and it might be, but maybe it's something in there. I don't know. Something in there that really works with bread. Don't ask me. Look, you can taste the dough on this and it tastes amazing. It tastes fresh. You can taste the TLC. No, the cheese. I believe it appears, but this is one of those pizzas with the cheese right on top of that crust, or the dough. So they go, dough, cheese, sauce, pepperoni on this one, and then they throw it in the oven. I like that a lot. Kind of reminds me of Chicago style pizza in some ways. And the cheese is excellent. Works perfectly with everything else. All these 4 ingredients work perfectly together. Let me just get that out of the way. But the way the cheese and the dough kind of intermingle, hard to explain, but take off the sauce and the pepperoni, just give me like cheese bread like that, and I would be loving it. Maybe dip it into some sauce on the side, but even without it, just cheese bread. I love cheesy bread, whatever. This would make for an amazing cheesy bread. Without a doubt. I actually take one step further. I would just eat the dough plain, without any cheese. Moving up to the sauce. I believe they call this some kind of like Diavolo sauce. Spicy sauce. I mean, they do call this the spicy spring. Not sure exactly why they call it spring. Maybe because these pepperoni cups look like those little things that you'd get as a kid, and you'd flip them and wait 10 seconds and they would spring up. All right, first try of a middle slice, if you will. And then I'll resume what I was talking about the sauce. Oh, that's so good. The sauce is a tad spicy. It's not spicy, all right? To me, I don't really see how anyone could actually call this spicy. It's more of like spiced, like there's some spices in it. It's probably registering at a 0.5 out of 10 on the spiciness scale, my personal spiciness scale. So I guess there is a little tad bit of like heat, quote unquote, but it's not really spicy, you know what I mean? It's got that grandma flavor, as in how your grandma might used to cook up some pasta sauce or some tomato sauce. It almost has that, like, it's been stewing and mingling for a while. And yeah, like I said earlier, if I had a choice, I would go for a fresh, super simplistic sauce on a pizza. I'm talking like crushed tomatoes, I'm talking maybe salt and oil, olive oil. And maybe that's all you need. Maybe just a splash of oregano or something, but this, I feel like in this situation, it's the perfect sauce. For this pizza. It makes you, this is comfort pizza. 100%. This is a comfort pie. I said TLC, and just that home style essence. And so, tastes like that sauce that grandma's been cooking up all day, right on the pizza, it works perfectly. And last but not least, the pepperoni cups. All right. Where do we begin on these? I don't think I've ever had a pizza like this with pepperoni cups like this. I've had a lot of pepperoni pizza in my life, trust me. Don't know if I've seen this, and this is one of the things I'm trying to figure out if it's top 10 or if it's not. Because everything else I can just automatically say it's working perfectly. I guess I would say the only complaint is like some of them do fall off. One of them fell on the floor because they can be a little bit roly-poly-oly. And they do, I can't shut off my other camera, but they do collect a good amount of oil in these cups. Let me show you. Yeah, that's just one cup, so they can get a little bit oily. And they're pretty thick, actually, thicker than you might expect. So you don't get a super good crisp on them, which they look like they would have a good crisp on them. They have they're darkened and, you know, they look like they would be super crispy. Maybe this is a delivery thing. I had a little crisp, but the way they are, they're thick enough and oily enough where the crisp doesn't stay super crispy. I feel like I love crispy pepperonis on a pizza, a little bit well done. So I'm trying to think here, honestly, like this is one of the things where you look at it and you automatically recognize it as the Prince Street pizza, these little pepperonis. But I don't know. I'm not trying to hate on them. I'm just saying, is there a potential better alternative? And I'll just leave it at that, but yeah, quite a bit of, this is a greasy pizza. That's one thing about Joe's pizza. When I eat Joe's, not even a trace of grease, barely. Compared to this, at least. I bet you they put a bunch of oil in the pan. Put this down and just let it cook in that oil. which is also adding to the flavor of the crust, to be fair. There's a huge difference between really good home-style pizza, TLC, and, you know, your Papa John's, Pizza Hut, Domino's, which I do love as well. There's a huge difference. And this puts those to shame, to be honest with you. I love any pizza. But it's just a whole nother level. And you can literally taste it in every single bite. No affiliation with Prince Street Pizza. They've gotten their own, blew up on social media, so I don't think they, well, anyway, no affiliation. Still in Scully since 1989. Oh, wow. You know what's crazy? Just give me the bread or the dough and the sauce. And that would be fire. You do not want to be caught red-handed throwing away the crusts on this pizza. That's for sure. This invokes strong memories of the past for some reason, even though I've never eaten this. Never really eaten anything quite like that. But something about those flavors, I'm telling you, it's a real thing. Anyway, all I have is praise for this. I'm full though. I ate half of this pizza and I'm full. That's rare for me to eat half a pizza and be this full. This is a hefty pizza and highly recommend it. While New York is not known for thick crust pizzas, this is definitely one that you should try if you're ever in New York. I heard there's a line, so, I mean, but even getting to live, man, it'll hit the spot. I guarantee it. I'm just getting out of here. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.